Christians in Nigeria joined the rest of the world to mark this year's Christmas celebration amid rising economic challenges. Second-hand clothing in high demand as cold season sets in. Somber holiday for Palestinians as Israeli bombs Gaza on Christmas Day. Hello there, compliments of the season and welcome to the news update on Trust TV. I'm Abdullahi Ahmed. Thank you very much joining us once again. Now we start with the festivities as Nigerians join the rest of the world in marking this year's Christmas celebrations. Now the virtues of love and peace building have been re-echoed to serve as the embodiment of Jesus Christ. Bishop Mike Akpami, the National Director of Planning, Research and Strategy at the Christian Association of Nigeria, emphasized on the importance of balancing the merriment of the season and the spirituality during Christmas festivities. The bishop made the remarks while making an appearance on Trust TV's morning show, Daybreak.
Birth joy, when the angels came to announce the birth of Christ in the book of Luke, chapter number 2, what they announced was joy to the world, right, because a Savior had been born. And some of us prefer to use the word Christmas because Christ is the center of Christmas. Different things to different Christians. Some would see it as a time of visitation. Some would see it as a time to come together with other family members, which are all good. But I think central to the celebration of Christmas is the worship of the Christ of the Christmas, the worship of He that was born King of the Jews. I can go to any extent to be a blessing. I can go to any extent to protect you. So if somebody wants to hurt you, I will do my best to defend you. That's love. Love is protective. Love will also look for the best way to be a blessing to somebody. Love does no wrong to anybody. We're a praying nation, and He would answer us, and we would see the manifestations of our prayers if we do not lose hope. Right. So it's important we keep hope alive, and it will help us in the rebuilding of our very great nation.
That was Bishop Mike Akpami, the National Directorate of Planning, Research and Strategy at the Christian Association of Nigeria, and also a member of the Religious Council of Nigeria, speaking to us a little earlier when he made an appearance on Trust TV's Daybreak show. Now let's get some more insight into how Christmas is shaping up across the country. Joining us now via phone from Katsina is Trust TV's Abdullahi Yamadi. Abdullahi Yamadi, compliments of the season. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. What can you tell us about the mood in Katsina?
So, happy Christmas to you and all other Christian faithful in Nigeria. The Christmas mood is very good, and I think we started early this morning, where we have seen many Christians, women, children, male and female, coming back from early morning service. And thereafter, one of the significant things we have seen is the cordiality and understanding between the followers of the two faiths, talking about Christianity and Islam here in Katsina. We have seen many of them working together, celebrating together, especially in Katsina City. Even at one of the churches at Babaruga, the outskirts of Katsina City, some Muslim Muslims accompanied their Christian friends to today's early morning service. So this is very important because we're talking about love, understanding, and how to strengthen peace and stability in Nigeria. And thereafter, the Christian faithful are seen sharing foods and drinks with their Muslim neighbors. And it is good to know that Katsina is one city where Christians and non-indigenous, and of course their hosts, are living together without allocating any settlement for the non-indigenous or Christians. Like we used to have Sabongari in Kano, Sabo, Ibadan, or any majority of the cities in Nigeria. There are settlements that used to be allocated to non-indigenous and Christians. We never had any in Katsina. Both Christians, Muslims, indigenous, non-indigenous, we live together. And this has assisted greatly in strengthening the cordiality, relationship, love, and togetherness among the residents of the state. Right. And some of the Christians interviewed expressed dismay over the government's economic recovery programs, which pushed many Nigerians into harsh economic predicaments. Most of them said they could not even make dresses for their children, and so on and so forth. But they, however, thank God for sparing their lives to witness the 2023 Christmas.
Right. And in talking about one of the common denominators in the conversation around the northwestern part of the country, give us a sense of what security is like, because before now the issue around banditry and insecurity generally in that region has been a source of concern. I mean, just a couple of days ago, several attacks have been recorded vis-a-vis the counter banditry activities of the Nigerian military. Give us a sense of what security arrangements have been made to guarantee some sort of seamless festivity for Christians observing this this particular day.
Well, we have seen the deployment of security personnel, especially at some of the Christians, where we have the concentration of Christians in Katsina State. For instance, if you take places like Funtua, Faskari, you take about Afur, Malumfashi, Musa, and Matazu. Those are some local governments where we used to have concentration of Christians. So we have seen the deployment of police, NSCDC personnel to those areas to ensure that the Christmas was celebrated peacefully among residents of those local governments. And to a large extent, the community and security watch co are playing a greater role in ensuring peace in all the frontline local government areas of Katsina State. And one thing is that majority of the Christians community we have in Katsina are concentrated either in Katsina or Daura senatorial zone, where we used to have, we don't have these security threats. So by and large, security arrangements have been made. And of course, this year's Christmas is being celebrated peacefully here in Katsina.
Right. Just before you go, Abdullahi Amadi, give us a sense of, I mean, obviously we know that Katsina is predominantly a Muslim community, but of course, you just acknowledge that there is a significant Christian population that are also celebrating this day alongside their Muslim brothers and sisters. But what is business activities like? I know today is a public holiday, but what is business like looking in Katsina, for instance?
You know, being it a public holiday and our brothers and sisters are celebrating Christmas, they have made all their last-minute purchases some hours ago. The city is calm, and you hardly see a movement of people. People are indoors, most of them celebrating inside their houses. and vehicular movement is very low here in Katsina. Some of the places that are used to be a beehive of activities were even closed this morning because of the Christmas celebration. Even though those that are operating at those places are not Christians, but yet because of the celebration and of course because of the climax of the Christmas here in Katsina, those places remain closed.
All right, Abdullah Ahmadi, we're going to have to leave it here for now. I do hope that some of those that you interviewed were able to offer you something as some sort of Christmas gift to, keep up with the strength.
We're celebrating it together.
Right, okay.
We're celebrating it together. Thank you most sincerely.
That's a nice way of putting it. Thank you very much for the update, Abdullah Ahmadi. I appreciate you very much for joining us this afternoon. Abdullah Ahmadi there with some update from Katsina on how the Christmas celebration is shaping up in the ancient city of Katsina. Now, let's segue into more insight from the Christmas festivities and join Ajibade Praise, who is standing by for us in Imo's capital, Owerri, to get some insight as to how Christmas is looking like today. Ajibade, compliments of the season once again. It's that time of the day where the activities pick up after the Christmas service. What can you tell us about how things are shaping up?
Well, here in Imo State, I will tell you the situation is somehow not very favorable for the market. You will agree with me that this Christmas falls on Monday, and Mondays in the southeast, inclusive of Imo State, among other states in the southeast, are the days they observe the so-called sit at home that is being enforced by some non-state actors in the name of agitation. And that has, created some form of apprehension among the people, whether to come out on a day like this or better stay at home. So it is Monday, and of course it is the day they observe the stay at home. And I am currently somewhere, it's more like a garden, arranged, put together by the state government. Places like these previously in previous Christmas celebrations always have what we call lots of patronage, in terms of turnout. A lot of people who come here and do what I call a celebration, kind of. They bring their family, they come around to celebrate, within this place. But then the place has been, ever since it's put together like this, has been very scanty. People don't come around. And on a day like this, that is Christmas Day, it's usually still, people still did not come around to come have their celebration. This is because of the fear, I would say, of the insecurity and what to do. And another thing that added to all these problems is the hardship in the economy. People really don't have enough funds to go about celebrating. Some of these things require funds for their transportation, require funds to buy some things and eat and what to do. So people, instead of being decided to stay at home and do their celebration, in the earlier on I interviewed 2 to 3 persons at this spot where I am now, asking them, they also express their views as regards the economy, and also affirm that the Monday sit at home could have been the possible reason why people didn't actually gather here to did not gather here to celebrate the Christmas.
Right, just over your shoulder, we can see, just a good number of people walking about or driving about. But does this capture the entire mood across Imo State, or is this select areas where the so-called low-key celebration is being observed?
Well, I won't be quick to say it covers across the entire state, but I would say right now within the Owerri metropolis where I am now, that is the situation. Yes, we can see some vehicular movement around here and there, but see people, in fact, some people still open their businesses on a day like this. They open their shops to do transactions. instead of going to celebrate, you see them in their shops still trying to sell, still trying to make ends meet and what to do. It goes to show that it's really not an interesting moment for people. It didn't come the way they expected. The economy is fighting hard, the insecurity on one hand, and the cash crop itself too is also another huge problem.
Right. So let's talk about security, because as you noted earlier with the sit-at-home situation, for instance, which has been inundated in several parts of the southeastern part of Nigeria, give me a sense of what security is like in Imo today to forestall any form of breakdown of law and order. Has the police made any sort of special arrangements across some of these flashpoints to take care of certain security concerns?
Yeah, I would say to a reasonable extent, I would say because they are trying their best to ensure that there is no security breach in the state. Before now, the Commissioner of Police, City Danjuma Abuki, had assured that they will provide adequate security for the unified citizens. And that they've been doing, they've been patrolled here and there, they've been going around, intensifying the patrol and also building confidence, among the residents of the state, assuring them that their security is actually guaranteed. But then, before now, the way these people who do the attack operate is form of a guerrilla kind of attack. They can just hit from nowhere, no announcement, no even out of position. They just come hit, and before you know it, they disappear into the thin air, and people get injured, people get people die, property gets destroyed, and at the end of the day, no one is apprehended for that. So no one wants to fall victim of all these unforeseen circumstances which we've witnessed in the time past. People will just be gathered somewhere, or people will just be traveling, and the next day you see people from nowhere, from the bush, maiming and attacking, sometimes kidnap and what to do. So people are just very skeptical. Even though there is confidence, even though there is confidence building and assurances from the police, the army, the DSS and what they do, people still feel the best from to safety just to remain at home sometimes on a day like this.
It's quite sad that even on Christmas Day, Nigerians don't feel comfortable enough to celebrate what happens once a year. But unfortunately, that's the situation that we're dealing with right now. Ajibade Praise, thank you very much for the update. Really appreciate you very much for bringing us up to speed with developments in Owerri. I do hope you enjoy the rest of the day. Okay. All right, let's talk to Hamid Oyegbade now, who is standing by for us to give us some more insight from the southern part of Nigeria. Hamid is joining us from Osogbo this afternoon. Compliments of the season, Hamid. How is Osogbo looking like today, and what can you tell us about the Christmas mood in the city?
Okay, so Osogbo is good. We're fine. The Christmas celebration is going on here. People are happy, despite that majority of people are complaining of the economic hardship and inability to afford some of the things they need for the Christmas celebration. But notwithstanding, the Christmas has been good here. People celebrate. They cook food, rice in particular, with chicken. In some of the places, you see people going out to attend church programs, and white people go for fun park and some other events all over the places as part of celebration. And people receive visitors in their homes who came to celebrate Christmas with them, while some other people go to other people's houses and homes to go and rejoice with them for Christmas celebration. So the celebration has been good. People are happy, but majority of people complain over lack of money, particularly their inability to buy clothes and shoes. So, but notwithstanding, they are able to get something to eat, and they are happy with the celebration. And then in different churches, preachers, the priests preach love, and they told them to imbibe the spirit of the season, the celebration. Also, the state governor, also rejoiced with Christians on the stage and assured them that things will improve. The state governor also appealed to residents of Osun State to imbibe the lessons of Christmas and other things like that. So the Christmas celebration in Osun State is peaceful, no crisis, no problem, no accident. Everybody is happy here.
What can you tell us about some of those recreational centers that people usually go to, and do you get a sense that patronage will be significant, especially in light of some of these socioeconomic challenges that the residents have been lamenting over?
Okay, definitely the places where I visited this morning, I noticed that there's a very low turnout, particularly at the Freedom Park, where people usually go for recreation on a day like this to enjoy themselves. There's a very low turnout. Most people didn't go because some of these places, like, for example, the Osun Mall, where children and adults go there during festive period like this to celebrate. They'll pay token. So there's low turnout as most people decided to stay indoor to celebrate the Christmas. So, but majorly, the complaint from so many people is that there's difficulty, there is an economic hardship, and that they don't have money.
Right. It's one that has been characterized by the low-key atmosphere, and I fear that this is the national outlook for most Nigerians this time of the year. Hamid Oyebade, thank you very much for the update, and we'll circle back to you later to hear if there is more to talk about from Osogbo. Thank you very much for joining us on the news update.
Okay, sir. You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay. Moving on to non-Christmas related news stories. As the Harmattan season sets in, traders in second-hand clothing are smiling to the bank as demand rises with a surge in the prices of second-hand clothing. The traders say Nigeria's border closure, coupled with other socio-economic factors, are responsible for the price hike in second-hand clothing in Kano. Here's Idris Jibrin with a report.
Second-hand clothes market in Sabon Gari and Kopar Wambai are already witnessing large turnout of customers buying socks, cardigans and turtlenecks to ward off the biting Harmattan cold. Murtala Ibrahim is a trader in second-hand clothes at Kopar Wambai market. He says most of his customers are women who purchase them for their children. You see, I always used to come to this market to buy second-hand clothes, mostly for my children, because now it's Harmattan season and children need protection. That is why we used to come to this market to buy second-hand clothes, purposely for my children actually. The business has started to pick up as the intensity of Harmattan increases. A few weeks back, a pair of socks is sold at 150 naira. But the cost has risen to 200 naira depending on the quality, while the prices of cardigans, caps, turtlenecks, and socks have increased in the market. Well, unfortunately, the price have increased. You see, I came to buy for my children, and the only one I can buy, I have already purchased them, because socks now you have to buy 200 naira, and the cardigans, socks and turtlenecks, everything have increased. The price have significantly increased. We'll just manage to buy the few ones we can. According to the traders, apart from the increase in demand, the high cost of transportation, the rising exchange rate, and border closure are the main reasons why the prices of second-hand clothes go high in Kano. Well, Well, actually, the main reason why second-hand clothes are very expensive these days is because, the problem of fuel, which has significantly affected our business, and also the dollar issue, the exchange rate. And those people that used to bring it from outside countries, now they are not bringing enough for us. And this is basically the reason why the clothes are scarce and the price have also gone high. Despite these challenges, the number of hawkers of second-hand clothes has significantly increased across Kano State. Idris Jibrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
On the international scene, Palestinians say they feel no joy this Christmas as Israel bombed Gaza on Monday with no end in sight to the war that Hamas says has claimed more than 20,000 lives. In the besieged Gaza Strip, the Hamas-run Ministry of Health says early Monday strikes by Israel has killed at least 18 people in the southern city of Khan Yunis, the center of the recent fighting. At least 20,400 people have been killed in Israel's ensuing assault on the Gaza Strip, according to the health ministry in the Hamas-run enclave. Israel officials say 1,139 people were killed in Hamas-led October attacks in southern Israel, among them 695 Israeli civilians, including 36 children. Festivities were effectively scrapped in the occupied West Bank city of Bethlehem, revered as the birthplace of Jesus Christ, with few worshippers or tourists on the usual packed streets. Now, in the besieged Gaza Strip, the Hamas-run health ministry says early Monday strikes by Israel has killed at least 18 persons. And in sports, 33 players from 16 Spanish clubs can possibly be called up to play in the tournament, which gets underway in Ivory Coast next month, with Madrid, Barcelona, Getafe and Osasuna the only sides unaffected by the upcoming CAF tournament. 16 La Liga teams are preparing to lose some of their top players for a month due to the 2024 Africa Cup of Nations, which is set to kick off next month with action in Ivory Coast running from 13 January through 11th of February 2024. Up to 33 footballers who play for Spanish clubs are likely to be called up for the tournament. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Getafe are the only Spanish clubs to not be impacted by the tournament. The games will be staged in Abidjan, Yamoussoukro, Bouaké, San Pedro and Korhogo, and the opening game will feature hosts Cote d'Ivoire and Guinea-Bissau at Alassane Ouattara Olympic Stadium of Ebimpe in Abidjan. Well, those are the latest news stories at this hour. Thank you most kindly for joining us. Feel free to follow us across our social media platforms to catch up with more news stories, and you can take a look at our website trusttv.com for the latest news. My name is Abdullahi Ahmed. Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon.